The Eagles make a sneaky signing at a much-needed position. We'll talk about that. Also, the Birds have an unexpected competition on their hands. Who will get the edge moving forward? And did the NFL warn the Eagles about the tush push? We'll break it all down here on the show. What is up, everybody? Welcome into A to Z Philly. You know the drill. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Be sure to subscribe, ring the bell. Don't miss any of the coverage. We are back as the Eagles prepare for Week 5, getting ready to try to stay undefeated against the Rams. And we have some breaking news. That's right, the Eagles made a signing. How will it help this team moving forward? What should they do? Also, a lot of other things coming up. But I want to know from you. Chime down below in the comments. Who is one player thus far who has really opened your eyes and shocked you, and has had a really stellar season so far? Who's your most surprising Eagle? Give me your thoughts down below. And before we jump into the news, a shout out to our sponsor of today's video, BetMGM. Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up using code ATOZPA and receive up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to parlay selection features, live betting options, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. So find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Sign up today with the bonus code ATOZPA and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. You know my lock of the week, man. I'm locking in for the third week in a row. AJ on the over, man. Go check it out on BetMGM. All right, let's talk about what the Eagles did yesterday. A little bit of breaking news, if you will. The Eagles go out and they sign cornerback Bradley Roby. And I'm guessing this is a practice squad deal. It has not officially been named, but I believe it'll be a practice squad deal. I know they cut Kerryon Johnson, so maybe not. But Roby will be competing right away. This is coming from Jordan Schultz. He says that Roby, who has 3 career pick sixes, fielded interest from multiple teams, but wanted to help Philadelphia win a Super Bowl. Now, what does this signing represent? It represents, one, Howie Roseman constantly trying to make the roster better. We know he's out here seeking another Super Bowl appearance, and the Eagles need some help at different positions, most importantly, the slot corner. And that is what Bradley Roby is. He has a lot of experience. He's a veteran. He's played in different locker rooms with different teams, and he's played a majority in the slot. And right now, you look at the Eagles, Avonte Maddox out for the year, Zach McPherson out for the year. You had James Bradbury shift into the slot, but when you have a guy who you're paying to, be your starting corner, and even though Bradbury has played a majority of the snaps in the slot the last couple of weeks and he's done a pretty good job, you need him on the outside, right? I mean, Josh Jobe has played well given the circumstances. I'm not going to say he's played, extremely well. I think Josh Jobe has been put into a tough situation and he's held his own, but you probably want to move Bradbury back, to the outside, and you want a more experienced guy in the slot, and that is Bradley Roby. And again, you got to take into consideration that he was still a free agent, hasn't played this year, but he has a lot of experience, and he chose to come to Philadelphia, and he wants to win. And I always say, embracing opportunity and coming to a better situation can always help your career because you're playing with all this talent around you. Now, you have to have the talent. You have to hold yourself because if you're not, then you're going to eventually get exposed, right? If you don't have the talent, you will get exposed. But playing in a better system, playing with a better team, playing with better guys around you, Darius Slay, James Bradbury, most likely you're going to at least appear better than you may, with a worse team who's, 1-3 at this point. So I'm glad that Bradley Roby's here. I'm glad the Eagles go out and sign him. He was a Super Bowl champion with the Denver Broncos. He started his career with the Broncos, a former first-round pick. He played 5 years in Denver, 2 with the Houston Texans, and then 2 with the New Orleans Saints. He has 3 career pick sixes, 4 interceptions, and, a couple sacks to go along with that. 5 sacks in his career. He's nothing special, nothing crazy, but he's a good body to have. He'll increase the competition. And Howie Roseman, again, constantly trying to make this roster better. And, you go out, and I still think Howie may go trade for another corner. I still think at the deadline he's going to, keep his eyes open and, try to dive into some other GM's rooms and say, okay, well, you guys are probably not making the playoffs. How would you like to send so-and-so over to Philadelphia for the rest of the year? But look, man, Howie's a genius. I trust him, and I think it'll take some time to get Roby up to speed, but I'm excited to see what he can offer. You know, maybe it doesn't end up panning out, but it's good to have a GM who's constantly active and looking out. In other news, Nicholas Morrow has been playing absolutely stellar. Once again, here was his stats from this past week. 11 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and 3 quarterback hits. I think everybody can agree that right now Nick Morrow is playing the best football of his career. And again, another guy when it comes to opportunity. He was cut after training camp. It seemed like his career was essentially winding down. Another guy with experience and veteran experience with different locker rooms. And he came here as a free agent and got cut, right? How does that, hit your demeanor, man? How does that hit your overall attitude? He's probably like, damn, I chose to come to Philadelphia. They had an open linebacker spot, and I still couldn't make it. But what does he do? He comes in as a replacement for Nakobe Dean, and he is playing his tail off right now. The last 2 weeks have been incredible from Nick Morrow. And to be honest, I think you got to rock with him going forward. That's not to say Nakobe Dean shouldn't get snaps. That's not to say that Nakobe Dean will never be the starter again. But Nakobe Dean, who I believe is expected to return either next week or the week after, depending on his injury, should not be starting over Nick Morrow. You ride the hot hand, you go with what's working, and maybe it's just, having a better feel for the game and being around longer. But based off what we saw in a small sample size from Nakobe versus Nick Morrow's clearing him by a lot right now. It's just, it is what it is, right? Cunningham's doing a decent job as well, but Nick Morrow is playing some damn good football, and it's just how it goes, man. You got to take away the draft pick, the status, all that out of consideration. Who's the best talent out there right now? Who's going to give you the best chance to win this week? And I think right now it is Nicholas Morrow. He is playing incredible football, and I'm happy for the guy, man. He is revitalizing his career, and here you go. Here you go. Again, in a better situation, sometimes you play better football, right? You have better leaders around you. You have better vets. You have better coaches, etc. So I'm excited to see what he does this week coming up. It's going to be a tough one against the LA Rams, who have a lot of weapons. Nick Morrow's going to have to step up and have a big game. Lastly, the NFL, according to Jason Kelsey on his podcast, The New Heights Show, sent a warning to the Philadelphia Eagles regarding the brotherly shove, aka the tush push, alleging that Landon Dickerson has been lining up in the neutral zone. However, in the offsides call received on Sunday, Jason says the NFL got it wrong and confused his left hand with Landon's. Kelsey also confirmed that Commanders DL Deron Payne was putting his hand under the ball on the snap. So we talked about this before, but this was a brutal call, and the Eagles should not have been penalized for this, or it should have at least been offsetting. But as Jason Kelsey says here, right, the NFL's on the lookout. They can't stop it. By the way, the last 3 teams that I saw try to complete a tush push play, try to convert one on a 4th and short, all failed. The Giants literally failed a couple days ago, and they got blown away. The Giants stink, by the way, but they couldn't convert it, right? Teams are starting to realize, oh, it's not just the play. It's not just, an illegal formation that's just unfair. The Eagles are just damn good at doing it. Why? Because like I said, they have the strategy. They have the personnel. Not a lot of quarterbacks are as strong as Jalen Hurts, right? A guy that can, squat 600 pounds, you put him behind center against a mammoth offensive line, most of the time he's going to get it. But that's not the case for every other team. So the fact that the NFL is reaching out and they're sending warnings and trying to say this, and that, honestly, there's fear. There's fear. I mean, come on, man. It's just crazy. But the Philadelphia Eagles, like I said, are going to continue to do it, and they're going to continue to convert it. And if you don't like it, either stop it or shut your mouth. That's it. It's as easy as that. So we'll see what happens there with the NFL. But, hey, man, I expect to see 3 or 4 this week. What's the over-under on tush push plays this upcoming week? I mean, they convert it almost every single time. That being said, though, man, appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll have more of an official preview coming up in a couple days as the Eagles prepare to travel to LA and take on the Rams. Give me all your thoughts down below in the comments section. As always, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That being said, I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.